What about Nepal? There just doesn't seem to be nearly as much coverage of what is going on there. Now, as there could be, I get it, between the Supreme Court hearing the issue of gay marriage and the story that continues to unfold in Baltimore, both of which are closer to home, and each of which is profoundly significant, we can understand why the earthquake in Nepal is not getting quite as much coverage as it otherwise might. But here's the thing. There's over 5,000 dead. The government says there may be 10,000 dead. There are millions of people who are homeless, hundreds of thousands who need food and water. This is a big story. But I think one of the reasons we're not hearing so much about it is not simply because people don't want to talk about it, but because tragically there isn't as much story as there should be to tell. Yes, in the first 48 hours we got the horror. And now, if you quickly Google Nepal, what you'll see are stories of individual rescues because those tug at our heartstrings. But what's missing are the stories of real, serious relief reaching those thousands and even millions of people. The government and the systems there don't know how to respond. They admit that they're paralyzed. The government turns to the army turns to the government, and aid workers are starting to back up as far away as India. But then there are bright spots, stories which actually have lessons for us that we don't have to worry about systemic problem if we really are willing to get in the game. And in fact, Ian Norton of the World Health Organization has said, to aid workers, we need you to be self-sufficient, not be a burden on the Nepalese administration. In other words, he's telling aid workers, don't wait, be entrepreneurial. Don't, as I would say it, don't let the perfect become the enemy of the good. And I think that happens a lot in all kinds of relief settings. With the best of intentions, we waste time thinking about the ideal responses as opposed to what are the doable, real responses. I think it's true in aid. I think it's true in health. I think it's true in philanthropy. We run the risk of outsmarting ourselves with the best of our intentions as opposed to asking a more fundamental question. Where can I make a difference? And going and doing it. The truth is, one worker from Santa Fe who was on the ground with doctors and teams of dogs, said the truth is all you need is a few dogs and some raincoats to go on a search and rescue mission. And that's exactly what they did. Simply by, as he reported, asking people, do you know where there might be stranded people? And going there. He didn't wait. It's exactly what the Israeli government, of all things, has done. 260 aid workers, doctors, paramedics, nurses, water technologists, and others hit the ground and didn't ask permission. I know, how Israeli. But it turns out that same trait, which can be so frustrating in some settings, is so beautiful and powerful and necessary in others. I think that really is one of the things, if we want these stories to get better over the coming hours, days, and weeks, is rather than worrying about what someone else tells people to do to make a difference, they simply start rolling up their sleeves and making that difference. And for me, there's a lesson in that for all of us. Let's not outsmart ourselves theorizing about the best response in so many of life's situations, but maybe simply ask what we think would be a good response and jumping in and giving it a shot. You don't have to go to Nepal to do that. Though, if you want to help Nepal, there are certainly plenty of places who are already doing it and who need your help too.